Welcome to the Modern Chat Network. Today, we're diving into a huge story developing in southern Africa. Aliko Dangote, the continent's richest man, is taking another shot at $1 billion investment in Zimbabwe. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard this, but after years of false starts, something is definitely different. So what's changed? Let's break down what's happening and why this time it really could be the real deal.
So here's the headline. Aliko Dangote's massive investment plan for Zimbabwe, it just got the official green light from President Mnangagwa himself. This means it's not just talk anymore. We're talking about a real project with the full weight of the government behind it, ready to roll. And let's just pause on that number for a second. $1 billion. It's easy to just hear that and move on, but think about what that means. We're talking about the kind of capital that can build an entire industrial footprint from the ground up, potentially reshaping a huge sector of Zimbabwe's economy. Okay, so a presidential green light sounds great, but what does that actually mean on the ground? Well, it basically clears the runway. Dangote's team can now sit down with the president and his top officials in Harare to hammer out all the final details. Their goal is to lock in that investment roadmap and turn these big plans into a concrete, step-by-step reality.
Now, a deal this huge doesn't just happen by magic, right? It's carefully put together by a team of key players, each one bringing a crucial piece of the puzzle to the table. So, let's meet the team orchestrating this whole thing.
So here's the breakdown of who's who. Of course, you've got Aliko Dangote, the man with the vision and the capital. Then you've got President Mnangagwa, who's giving it that all-important stamp of approval from the very top. But what's really interesting here are the facilitators on the ground. You have Josephine Mahachi, a key business advisor, and the financial firm Bard Santner Markets. Plus, Dr. Paul Tungwara is right there advising the president. What this shows us is a really smart, coordinated effort. It's not just about money and politics, it's about financial know-how and real-world execution all coming together.
And this quote from Josephine Mahachi is so telling. She was actually involved in the earlier talks back in 2015, so she knows what went wrong. When she says they've partnered with a distinguished financial institution like Bard Santner, that's a huge signal. It's basically them saying, look, we're doing this by the book this time. We have a professional, structured plan to make sure we don't hit the same roadblocks as before. All right, so we know who's making this happen, and we know it's $1 billion deal. But the big question is, what are they actually going to build with all of that money? Let's dive into the specifics of the plan.
The vision here is pretty incredible. They're not just building a factory, they're creating an entire self-sufficient industrial ecosystem. It all starts with a huge cement factory. But to feed that factory, they're also building their own limestone quarry and grinding plant. And to power the whole thing, they're setting up a dedicated coal mine and their own power station. Think about that. It's a closed loop designed to control every single step of the production process. Okay, I know what some of you might be thinking, especially if you follow business in the region. Wait a minute, haven't we heard this story before? And you know what? You're absolutely right. This isn't Dangote's first rodeo in Zimbabwe. And understanding that history is absolutely crucial to grasping why this time is such a big deal. As you can see, it's been a bit of a journey. The first seeds were planted way back in 2015, but things just stalled out. Then came another try in 2018, but with everything going on politically at the time, it just couldn't get off the ground. But now, today, it's a completely different ballgame. The key difference is that approval is coming straight from the top.
So what's the one thing that's different? In a word, political will. That's it. Before, you had bad timing, unfavorable conditions, and just a lack of real push from the top. Now you have direct presidential support, you have high-level government backing, you have an official green light. That is the game changer. And you don't have to take my word for it. The government is saying it loud and clear. Just listen to this quote from the presidential investment advisor. He says they are keen to avoid what happened in the past. That's about as direct as it gets. It shows they are fully committed to making sure this deal actually crosses the finish line.
So that begs the question, right? Why the big push now? What's changed for the government? Well, it's because this massive investment isn't just some standalone project. It's actually a perfect puzzle piece that fits right into Zimbabwe's bigger, long-term economic game plan.
That game plan is called Vision 2030, and it's a seriously ambitious goal. The idea is to transform Zimbabwe into a modern, prosperous, upper-middle-income economy by 2030. So you can see why a project like this one, something that builds industrial power and creates tons of jobs, is seen as the perfect catalyst to help make that vision a reality. And the potential here goes way beyond just one industrial complex. Think of the ripple effect. When an investor with the stature of Aliko Dangote puts $1 billion into a country, it's a massive vote of confidence. It sends a signal to the rest of the world. It could very well spur a wave of other foreign investment, give the whole economy a major boost, and maybe most importantly, create a lot of good jobs for people. But this isn't just about the money. There's a really powerful idea at the heart of this deal. As the CEO of Bard Santner points out, it's all about the vision of Africans investing in Africa. It's a story of self-reliance, of continental collaboration, and that adds a whole other layer of meaning to what's happening here.
So when you put it all together, it really boils down to one huge question. You've got the presidential backing, you've got a new professional team making it happen, and it lines up perfectly with the country's national vision. Could this be it? Could this billion-dollar bet be the catalyst that finally unlocks and transforms Zimbabwe's economic future? All the pieces are on the board. Now it's all about the execution.
Hopefully, this breakdown gives you a much clearer picture of what's at stake with this landmark deal. If you're looking for more explainers like this, ones that cut right through the noise to get to the heart of the stories shaping our world, then make sure you subscribe to Modern Chat Network. And hey, if you found this explainer useful, the best way to support us is to subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and share it with someone you think should see it. Thanks so much for tuning in.